What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So your girl is back with another reaction video. This entitled Tenant is refusing to pay rent because she felt disrespected. So she didn't feel respected, so she felt like she shouldn't have to pay rent. Child, I don't know where they do that at. But we're going to get into this whole court case. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Definitely chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Is her feelings justified, or do you think she was just dead wrong? Let me know what you think. All right? Chime in. Leave your thoughts, comments in the comment section. All right? Let's get into the video. Here we go.
Ms. Houston, you can unmute if you're in your car. You just make sure that you've come to a complete stop.
Okay.
All right. Can you both raise your right hand? You swear, affirm, and tell the truth and the penalty and perjury of law?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to, of course, hear from both parties, but I'm going to start with Ms. Fowler. Ma'am, do you have a written lease with Ms. Houston?
I do. I submitted everything to the email.
Okay. Clerk, if you can try to see, because I don't see any exhibits, but tell me, when does the lease expire?
It expired September 30th of this year.
Okay. And how much is monthly rent?
$1,500.
All right. Is there a late fee?
$100 late fee. Plus, I was also charging $100 every day she was there after the lease agreement.
Yeah.
But it's okay if that can't be included.
Yeah, I'd be usurious. But tell me, when's the last time she paid rent?
She paid. Here. August. Yeah, she paid in August. That was the last time.
Okay, so just no rent for September.
Correct.
All right, and if I were to give a writ of possession, it would be 1 month, 16 days.
I'm sorry?
So if I were to give a writ of possession, it'd be the month of September and 16 days in October, because I would give her 7 days. Is that
correct?
Correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, I don't see anything else, so let me talk to Miss Houston. Miss Houston, do you have a written lease, or did you have a written lease with Miss Fowler?
I have an email that I with my lease that will email to me to say I moved in.
Okay, and when does it expire? Do you know?
September 30th.
Okay, last time you paid rent was in August?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any statement about September or anything you want to let the court know?
Yes. August the 26th, she contacted my neighbor to knock on my door. Remind you, she said that the property manager, she hired Mr. Herbert, but when she had him knock on my door and I contacted her, because I never seen her or dealt with her, she said that Mr. Herbert was rushed to the hospital and that she that I need to make the payment through her. August the 2nd, I later found out that Mr. Herbert was incarcerated instead of rushed to the hospital, and that's when she was telling me that she didn't know we were that close. When she called me when I did call her August 26th, she introduced herself as Mr. Herbert's stepdaughter or whatever. And so September 26th, the 2nd, when I found out that he was incarcerated, she had already been calling me day and night, inappropriate hours of the night, about sending her to $1,500, which wasn't a problem because I never withheld rent.
Ma'am, if you owe rent, the person has a right to try to contact you whenever they can to get their rent money. People who rent properties, they have bills to pay too. A lot of times they are leasing or renting their properties out to help pay down their mortgages. They have rent, so sometimes they have mortgages to pay contingent upon your rent money. So you just never know. Or they have bills they got to pay too, so they need their money. If you're occupying the premises or the property, then you should pay. And they should try to reach out to you any way possible if you're not responding to get their money. Let's continue.
Been late on rent the whole time I've been staying here. It was just kind of crazy of her having somebody else come to knock on my door instead of her coming to properly introduce herself as the owner of the unit and my landlord. And I told her that I was going out of town for my birthday, September 6th, and when I get back in town, will she be able to come see me and we can have a conversation? She had already agreed for me to do month to month until Mr. Herbert get through wherever he's going through. But by the time September the 8th came, she texted my phone. Like I said, she had already been texting my phone day and night because she had already stated to me that he was helping her with her bills, and she just had a baby, and she really needed the money. So by September 8th, she texted my phone and said that I no longer can do month to month. Me and my child got to get out. She was just very unprofessional and rude towards me. Like I said, I never met her. I never gave her my money before. So it was kind of crazy for me to just give my money to a stranger. And like I said, if she would have properly came over here as a landlord professionally.
So I got it. So hold on. I hear you just saying. So why didn't you pay rent for September though?
Because she told me that I had to get out the property and don't contact her, talk to her lawyer. Like, she sent me all type of pictures. I submitted it to the clerk.
I see the text messages. I'm just saying, okay, I get that. Beyond that, is there anything else?
Like I said, I never met her. So
did you sign the lease with her? Who did you say the landlord
no,
was?
I did not sign the lease with her.
Who did you sign? Who was your Who was the landlord on the lease?
Herbert Shaw.
Who?
Herbert Shaw, which is her stepfather. I never knew nothing of her. Is what I'm basically saying.
So okay, just sorry. I apologize. You're just talking a lot, and I just want to ask a couple of questions. Forgive me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ms. Fowler, are you the landlord on the matter, or are you just the owner?
I'm the landlord and the owner. He was my property manager.
Okay. All right. So you own the property, but he's the property manager, and the lease has since expired. He didn't renew
He
it.
is no longer my property manager.
He's no longer your property.
And I've sent her communication about that. I emailed her, texted her, and I sent a picture in showing that I put it on her door. And she had her red receipt on, so she saw everything. I verbally spoke with her. She told me she will get me the $1,500 by September 5th. When she didn't, I kindly gave her a text message reminder, and I said, just a reminder, could you please pay me? It's at your earliest convenience. I didn't get a response. So then I did send her the late notice, and then after that, I sent her the 3-day eviction.
Okay. All right. Well, Miss Houston, if it's just a matter that, she didn't necessarily introduce herself in the way in which you would best desire, obviously you still got to pay rent because you're there, at least for the month of September, because that would have been the last month of the lease, especially if you would have had the money. I know, and y'all couldn't reach an agreement.
Because she was rude. She already had her mind made up after I didn't send the money until September the 5th, which I told her that I wasn't going to be able to send the money until September the 5th, that I could see her when I get back in town.
I'm going to be 100 with you. Nobody cared that it's your birthday. They cared that it's Sprint Pay.
Exactly. It's like, what do you mean? It's your birthday. You'll talk when you're out of town. No, it's not at your discretion. You are living in somebody's property. You need to pay your rent. And you already behind or late or whatever. It's not up to you. That person don't have to wait on you. You are at their discretion. Like, you are the one who owes money. So, they gotta wait till you come from out of town and celebrate your birthday and do all this when you owe them rent money. Come on now, that's an entitlement. You think you're entitled to something when they don't have to wait on you. They could have came in there and evicted you and then got all your stuff up out of there. I don't understand why people have this level of entitlement, especially when you're the one in the wrong and you're the one who hasn't paid. Come on now, y'all got to get it together though. Let's continue.
If you tell somebody you owe them rent on the 1st, but I'm gonna get it to you when you come for your birthday, that just makes it seem like your priorities ain't together.
No, I wasn't.
I understand that may not be what you're trying to do, but that's what it sounds like to somebody who's not you.
No, that's not what I was saying. I said that she never came to see me or properly introduce herself as the landlord or the owner. I always dealt with her stepfather. I never seen her, so it was kind of crazy. Her texting the next door neighbors to knock on my door to call her, and when I did call her, a stranger telling me to send them money to this deal. I never withheld or was late on rent since I've been here, the entire year that I've been here.
Did you get the 3-day letter indicating how much?
No, I did not.
Why didn't you get?
She already texted me on September the 8th and told me I no longer can do month to month. I got to get out. Me and my child got to get out. And she also called me numerous of times, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. So to me, it's like, who is this person calling me, taunting me about $1,500?
That is false.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Unless you're saying that this person is not the landlord and is not the owner.
I didn't know that she was the landlord or Like I said, I never.
If she's trying to contact you over and over and over, why not have the conversation with her to understand who she is? And then you could have that conversation and say, oh, I never met you. You're the landlord. Okay, she send you something in writing, send you documentation to prove that she's the landlord and what you owe, and then that way you can pay. It seems like she's just making an excuse that, oh, she didn't introduce herself she doesn't really have to introduce herself properly if she doesn't want to, if she's just looking for her money. But if she's trying to call you several times, why couldn't you have cleared that up with her in those conversations and got the proper paperwork that was necessary and to see who she really is in that way so you can straighten everything out and pay your rent? You know what I mean? And get a proper receipts and all of these things. That information you could get. So she just sounds like she's using that as an excuse to not pay, but you still have to pay. You're still obligated to pay your rent. Bottom line. Let's continue.
And I understand. And
I wish she would have paid if I was left.
I understand. And I do. And so, Ms. Fowler, I know you say you send her letters and text messages. I'm not sure how that normally goes. Obviously, the 3-day notice is the most important thing while the lease is proceeding. If the other person is, obviously, your property manager is not there, if they're not familiar with you, it is not unreasonable for them to be like, hey, who are you asking me for money? You need to identify yourself and how you are. You do that. Text messages, around mine, are not the most professional means of communicating with people about changes.
I talked to her on the phone and I sent her communications. Only text her because I asked for an email and she wouldn't give it.
She wouldn't give you email. Okay. All right. Well, did she have your email?
Yes, because I received an email.
Yeah, I have to find it myself. I asked her for it and she wouldn't give it to me, and then I had to go searching because I no longer have my property manager.
I see. All right, but you guys couldn't reach an agreement.
She didn't want to reach an agreement. She just told me to get out.
I understand.
She never communicated with me after she made up her mind September 8th. She just said, "Get out. You got to get out. Vacant my property. This is my property. I'm the landlord." I was kind of confused. Like, who is?
I didn't say it like that.
I have a text message. I submitted it.
I understand.
Even when I answered the disposery, you still text my phone saying, "This is not my property. I'm the landlord. You don't know your law. Talk to my lawyer. Don't call me no more. Don't text me no more." That's how you were speaking to me.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because people do tend to get a little bit indignant when they haven't gotten their rent. That doesn't make it okay, because we're still dealing with people, and I know people like to say, "Hey, well, I'm gonna just put you out."
That's not how it went about. I was trying to be very understanding, and she did not communicate.
I understand, and let me just say this, Miss Houston. The problem is, I understand there's ways in which you could have tendered rent to be able to resolve it if you had an issue about whether or not this woman was the actual owner. But once you've gotten once a demand, and I see that she submitted evidence that the demand was on the door. Once you get a demand, or clearly, and you haven't paid rent, it's like right? And you say you talked to her and told her you would talk to her after the fact, then that becomes problematic, right? And so, because of those facts, I'm going to issue I'm going to give you 7 days. You'll have to the 16th. It will be a money judgment, which is the 1 month and 16 days, which is $2,400. Plus court cost. You'll have 7 days to appeal if that's what you want to do. But that'll be the order of the court. Obviously, folks, ideally you guys would resolve, but that's not what happens. So that'll be the order of the court. Okay,
and what happens if she appeals?
And she'd have to pay the money into the registry and have to do so until the hearing is heard by another judge in another venue or another jurisdiction. Jurisdiction, state court or superior court.
But she still would have to vacate in 7 days?
Not if she filed an appeal and paid the rent, paid the bond. No. I'm going to put the order in. You guys will get a copy of it in your email, and you are both free to go this.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is an entitled situation. Listen, if you weren't fully aware of who the landlord was, there was an easy way to find that out, and you could have just paid your rent. This is an excuse to not, or a cop out to not pay your bills, and that's just what it is. And there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for not paying your rent, and then you don't want to vacate somebody's property. People have bills to pay themselves. These people are not just they shouldn't have to sit around and wait for you to figure out how you're gonna pay your rent, and you just want to go and take trips and, you know, do whatever you want to do and not pay your rent, there's no excuse. You know, you could have easily contacted the woman, talked to her, found out who she was. You could have confirmed she was the landlord, got all the information, paid your rent, and it wouldn't have been a problem. But once again, these are people who feel entitled, like, oh my God, just because you don't know who she is and something changed, then that means I don't have to pay rent. She was rude to me, so I don't have to pay. No, as long as you're staying there, you have to pay. Now, when you decide that you want to move and your rent is paid and you know, you're not breaking a lease or doing anything and you want to leave, then okay. But until then, as long as you're in somebody's property and you signed a lease to pay a certain amount of rent, you are liable and responsible for paying your bill. Bottom line. So I'm gonna leave it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Chime in. Do y'all think the landlord was wrong? Do you think she should have communicated more to her? Do you think she should have been obligated to let her know and try to, you know, force her way of letting her know? And is that justifiable for the tenant not paying rent? Or do you think there was no excuse for her not to pay her rent? That's where you live. You know what your rent is and you supposed to pay. Y'all let me know, because, you know, everybody got a difference of opinion, you know, so I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Leave your thoughts, comments, concerns, all that in the comment section, you guys, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.